Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My channel is Live Life, and that's what we're here doing. We're just living, right? Not existing, living, okay? So I'm gonna talk to y'all about Mercury retrograde. I'm getting ahead of the curve this time because I was gonna come to y'all Friday about Saturn going in retrograde, but you know what, with all the energies going on with Uranus moving into Gemini and then Saturn going retrograde, I'm doing a lot of spiritual work behind the scenes and it has been exhausting. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all about that at the end, okay, or in another video. So I'm gonna stay on topic. Mercury retrograde on this week, Thursday, July 17th, all the way until August 10th. Mercury will be in retrograde. So Mercury is the planet of communication, right? And what's crazy is, to me, right? So the themes of Mercury retrograde is basically like review, rework, rethink, right? It's basically like a do-over time, right? Me personally, I don't like the do-over time, mainly because, you know, this was a time where a lot of exes would try to spin the block, and you know, this is a spiritual test because remember, you broke up with this person for a reason. It's not guaranteed that this person has changed. They are still who they are, more than likely. All right. If y'all didn't work out, you just didn't work out. Oh well, you know. But this is the interesting thing. Mercury rules Gemini. Uranus just moved into Gemini. Oh, you talking about at this time? Let me tell y'all, this is a triple threat right now. All right? Uranus moving into Gemini and Mercury ruling Gemini. This is doubling down on focus on information and mindset. Okay? Mercury is about communication, so is Gemini. You know, this is about thoughts. So Uranus and Mercury both being in or ruled by Gemini, this is doubling down on, you know, the focus of information in your mindset. All right. So expect during a Mercury retrograde, miscommunications, tech issues, old contacts resurfacing, exes, old friends. All right. And revisiting unfinished conversations. All right. This is kind of why I don't particularly care for Mercury retrograde. My technology or my cars tend to start acting funny. The car alarm will start randomly going off. It's like, what the fuck you going off for? You're trying to click it, turn it off. It don't want to turn off. You know, I chirp it to try to lock. It don't want to lock. You know, I try to, you know, remote start it. It don't want to work. I'm just like, Mercury retrograde, you're up to your shenanigans again. Because it really irks me. Like, don't be playing with my car. But a car is technology. It's man-made. It's mechanics. So it is what it is. My phone be acting wonky. Apple Music start playing. I pause it. Or I start playing something be playing in the background. I can't figure out how to turn it off because now I got to go app by app shutting shit down. Because what the fuck is still playing in the background? Like, just wonky shit. That's why I don't like Mercury retrograde. But the number one reason why I don't care for it is because old people who I've outgrown try to come back. And I'm not really into redos. There's quote unquote 8 billion people on the planet. There's 999,000 or a million, 999,900 blankety blank blank people who can treat you right the first time, respect you the first time, treat you well the first time. They ain't got to sit here and majorly screw it up and then think they could try to come back or ease their way back. Like, nah, we ain't doing that. Not in 2025, we not. So, anyways, y'all, I just want to let y'all know, like, Saturn is going to be retrograde in Pisces. So what does that mean? It means illusions are clearing in your foundations and spiritual practices. And you know what's interesting about that? I've been doing a lot of spiritual work behind the scenes. That's why I've been MIA for like all of June and a portion of July. But yeah, Because I've been, I don't know, maybe intuitively, I knew that Saturn was coming with that karma. So I was trying to get shit right. I don't know. But, you know, I feel like I was always doing like the right thing to the best of my ability anyway. I never was out here with the heart to deceive and lie and get over and scheme and steal from people, cheat, lie, betray, and all of this stuff that people are out here doing. So I feel like, me personally, having a pure heart at this time, all of the good you put out is coming back. A round of applause to all of us who've been moving out here with pure intentions, pure heart. You know, you've only wanted the best for people. All right. Now, for everybody on the other side of that tip, they about to get their karma. The spiritual IRS is here to collect on all debts owed. So that's like, for example, every narcissist who has ever caused pain, intentionally, unintentionally. Saturn is unbiased. Saturn was like, oh, you hurt this person, you must feel that same level of hurt. And Saturn's gonna come down to you. And you know what's funny? I'm so happy to be a Libra because, baby, we are the scales of justice. All we want is justice. All we want is balance, harmony, peace, and love. But at the same time, you get on our bad side. We about to grab the gavel, put on the judge coats, and get the gavel and call the judge and jury. Because spiritual court is in session. And that's how I feel at this point. So if someone wants to make me cry, and when I say make me cry, I'm not talking about like, oh, because you hurt my feelings because you told me a truth about myself that, you know, I could take criticism. Everybody can't take criticism. But when I say cry, I'm talking about like that spiritual cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you know, I didn't deserve for you to do me like that. Like, I gave you the shirt off my back. I gave you my last dollar. You know, I this and I that. Like, I really rided for you. I really loved and cared about you, whether it was a family, friend, whoever, and they just did you hella dirty. Well, Saturn is here to collect. Everyone's name is written in stone. You cannot undo your wrongs. You cannot undo your rights. The karmic review is upon you for the next 4.5, 5 months. It is what it is. So once spirit gets to spanking these motherfuckers, stay out the way unless you want to be spanked. This is a very important lesson that I've absolutely learned in life. As much as I want to help people, and I'm a giver, you know, I also had to learn to just withdraw. Like, I had to learn my limits as a giver because takers don't have limits. I had to learn, you know, that even though I wanted to help certain family members or even friends, what type of karma are they putting out that they have so much bad juju and luck going on? You know what I'm saying? If y'all remember, I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story real quick. So back in 2021, I had a cousin come down and live with me briefly. This dude had so many damn problems. Every time, like, you get down to where I'm at, I didn't even invite you. You just showed up. And me being a hospitable person that I am, you know, su casa, yo casa, or however, right? And so you decide to try to, you know, make me feel like I'm doing wrong because I'm kicking you as a grown man out of my house. That your name is not on the lease. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have no jurisdiction, no authority or power here anyway. I'm showing you grace and mercy and help. I helped you get a job. I helped you get a job with good health insurance benefits. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, your car's on 4 flats, sunroof breaking in the own position, battery going out, starter going out. And then it started clicking for me. all this stuff. Cause he was like, man, this is going wrong. This is going wrong. I see why life for you is going wrong. Your daddy put you out. I watched your mama kick you out. And then your granddaddy died on you. And then because you couldn't run game on family in St. Louis, you want to travel to me because you think that I'm not hip and on game. Well, that only lasted 90 days. And now you got to go live in your mobile vehicle in the winter time. He's still alive. I don't know, but guess what? I was not willing to, this is the thing. If I would have kept him in my home, his karma would have became my karma, because essentially I know how very protected I am. So my protection would have been a shielding for him when he was supposed to get that karmic ass whooping that he absolutely deserves, because then it's like, damn, I don't know what you've been doing for the last 36, 38, 40 years of your life to where karmic retribution is coming to collect on your ass. You know what I'm saying? So I got a choice to make. Do I want to stand in the way and take the wrath that God is trying to give to you? Or do I just want to sidestep, and watch it play out for you? Because who am I to intervene in your karma? You deserve the bad that you're getting back because of the bad you put out. See, people make decisions and choices, but they're not prepared to pay the consequences. This is why, I told God, I was like, look, I know I'm here. I'm making mistakes and accidents. I'm growing. I'm learning. I'm not perfect whatsoever. But if I do somebody wrong unintentionally, let me see that I did so I can make that wrong right. And I would rather do it sooner than later, because karma's gonna come. It's coming back like a boomerang. And I gotta ask myself, how hard do I want this boomerang to hit me upside my forehead? Do I just want it to just kind of like it might be coming back, but maybe it'll just go past my face. You know what I'm saying? Because I righted it wrong, right? Versus getting slapped just across the face out of nowhere. So, I don't know. I'm just saying. That's just me. But everybody don't got my mind or my heart or my intentions. And that's also something that I had to learn too. But anyways, so Saturn in retrograde in Pisces, that's, clearing illusions in your foundations and your spiritual practices. All right. So here's some tips that will help you survive this triple threat going on in July of 2025. So the Mercury retrograde tips: double check details before signing anything. All right. Because due to miscommunication, you might misread something and get into a contract that you don't want to be in. Just be mindful. Take your time. Go over it over and over and over. If you feel you understand it, sign it, go on with your day. Don't just sign it right off the rip. All right? Reflect, don't react. That's what this is. This is nothing more than like a peer review, all right, so to speak. Backup devices and data, because baby, the technology gonna get love, Reconnect with old ideas worth reviving. Sometimes Mercury retrograde will bring back connections with, say, people, places, or things that, you felt you outgrew, but then it ends up surviving, or you're able to rekindle or reconnect. That's fine. Mercury retrograde doesn't mean you have to allow old connections to come back, only if they feel right to you and your intuition says it's safe to do so. This is a time of discernment, okay? Now, Saturn retrograde, tips on how to survive the energy, all right? This is like an audit of commitments. So ask yourself, where are you overextended? Are you overextended financially? Are you overextended physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? Where in your life are you overextended? Revisit spiritual boundaries. All right. In other words, like for me, in my spiritual behind the scenes work that I've been doing, I've been establishing sovereignty. And that goes hand in hand with Saturn, which is crazy because I intuitively just started doing it ahead of the curve. So, I mean, my intuition don't be wrong. It be discerning, baby. So, anyways, and discipline over denial. Do not be in denial. You need to just have discipline if your finances is messed up, your credit's bad, you ain't got no money, or your bad spending habits. That's just an example, That's just an example. Uranus being in Gemini. Journal your insights. Because lightning downloads may hit you, all right? And you know what they say, that like if you don't write it down, you're subject to forget. So when these ideas hit you, if you ain't got no pen or paper, get your phone out and record the idea in your notes. And then revisit it later on or whatever. But get that thought when it hits you like lightning, all right? Be flexible. Plans will shift. Baby, let me tell you, I can definitely say upon reflection, I was very rigid. It was like black or white for me. And it was kind of difficult for me to transition into this gray area, which is flexibility. So like, for example, I'll have this financial plan of like getting out of debt, for example. Next thing you know, some life stuff come up, just like I had car repairs come up. And it's just like, and you know what? I was kind of mad about them car repairs because, baby, it was expensive. I didn't expect to pay what I paid, but you know what? In that moment, I showed gratitude and love that I got that work done on it prior to Mercury retrograde, prior to Saturn going retrograde, and before Uranus even came into Gemini. Like before these energies even started coming in, I'm happy that it happened already, right? So even though I had to change my mindset, right? I didn't want to pay $4,400 to get my car fixed. Like, goddamn, I didn't have that. So shit, now I got credit card debt. You know what I'm saying? But this is a part of Saturn now. Saturn, is going to show you discipline. Show you, hey, focus on this, focus on that. Things like that. So, and life be life in at like the worst possible times, it feels like. But I learned how to change my mindset to be like, okay, you know what? Financially, I may not have it right now. I'm strapped, whatever the case may be. This like 1,000,001 things is going on, right? But you know what? In the midst of all this, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be in Zen. I'm going to have peace. I'm going to have a prosperity and abundant mindset. Money's going to come to me out the blue. I don't know how. I don't know when. A lot of things I don't know, right? And this is how the universe works. It works in flow. You ain't got to know. All right? Oh, that rhymed. Stay in flow. You ain't got to know. All right? Yeah, let's make that a motto. Stay in flow. You ain't got to know. Because the logical mind or the ego needs to know the who, what, when, where, why. And the universe don't work like that. The universe works in mysterious divine timing. Things happen when it's supposed to happen. Whether you expected it or not, it was supposed to happen at that particular time. You were supposed to be at that specific place, at that specific time, at that specific reason for your specific purpose. Everything is specifically orchestrated. And, we tend to forget that because we're out here living life, we're working, taking care of kids, married, all these different things that people got going on in their life, right? But hey, so Another thing with Uranus being in Gemini, experiment with new ways of thinking or sharing. Didn't I just say that? Wasn't I just talking about that? Where I said like how, something would come up and I would catch it, because if you're trying to have a prosperity and abundant mindset, you can't fall into fear and scarcity of, oh my God, I don't have the money. No, change your thinking. You have the money. Even if you got to put it on a credit card, you got to go get a personal loan. You might have to ask somebody for money. Don't have any pride or ego about it. It is what it is. All right. Don't let people try to tell you you're broke or you're this or you're that. Because let me tell you, if people are going to sit here and call you financially broke or poor, they are poor in spirit. They are broke mentally and emotionally, unstable, where it counts the absolute most. Because when you change your mind, you change your life. When you change your life, you begin to just, you see, dang, the power was in me all along. Nobody's coming to save you. So, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, y'all. So I hope this helps. Good luck out there. Last thing. The last thing that I wanted to share with y'all real quick. I had to write down my thoughts because with these energies going on, my mind thinks way faster than my mouth can keep up. So it's probably going to amplify in a couple of days when Mercury goes retrograde. This is why I was trying to slowly process my thoughts, because I'm like, I'm going to start tripping over my words. So the last thing, July isn't just like a Mercury retrograde or a Saturn retrograde, but it is Uranus transitioning to Gemini. And this is a triple cosmic reset. Saturn is reviewing your karma. Uranus is electrifying your mind. And then Mercury is rewriting your story. So if this resonated with you or you liked it, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see y'all in the next video.